I had no idea one small lie could unravel my entire life. I wasn't planning to cheat. I wasn't even planning to meet anyone. I just wanted space, away from my husband, away from the routine, away from the suffocating silence that had become our marriage. So when Eric asked where I'd be Friday night, I said I was having dinner with Kate, my coworker. He nodded and didn't ask questions. That hurt more than it should have. In truth, I was meeting someone I'd met at a conference 2 months ago. His name was Daniel. We'd only exchanged emails at first, talking shop, then jokes, then stories, then secrets. I kept telling myself it was innocent, that it wasn't real, until he came to town and asked if I wanted to grab a drink. I said yes too fast. The bar was dimly lit and tucked in a quiet part of downtown, the kind of place where people came to disappear. We sat close. We laughed too hard. His hand brushed mine. The air between us was thick with everything I hadn't felt in years. I don't know what I was chasing: attention, affection, escape. But I ignored the knot in my stomach and leaned into the moment. It was around our second drink when I felt it. A chill, like someone watching. I turned instinctively, and there he was, my husband, Eric, standing at the far end of the bar, staring straight at me. No anger on his face, just a stunned, quiet devastation. Our eyes locked, and time stopped. I couldn't breathe. I stood up so fast my chair nearly fell over. Daniel looked confused. He didn't know who Eric was, but I did, and I knew instantly this was the moment everything changed. I tried to speak, to call out, but Eric turned and walked away without a word. I rushed outside, heels clicking hard on the sidewalk, heart pounding in my chest. I caught up to him just as he was unlocking his car. "Eric, wait, please!" I started, but he didn't even look at me. "Don't," he said quietly. "Just don't." I wasn't. "It's not what it looks like," I fumbled. The words sounded pathetic even to me. He finally looked at me then, eyes glassy and distant. "You said you were with Kate." His voice wasn't angry. It was hollow, and that hollow space swallowed me whole. He drove off before I could say anything else. I didn't go back inside. I didn't even say goodbye to Daniel. I sat in my car for nearly an hour, staring out at nothing, the lie replaying in my mind like a broken record. "You said you were with Kate. You said you were with Kate." When I got home, his things were still there, but he wasn't. No note, no text, just silence. Deafening, punishing silence. I stayed awake all night, replaying everything, wondering when it had all started to fall apart, wondering if it was already too late. The next morning I texted him, "Please come home. Let me explain." He didn't respond. I called, straight to voicemail. I tried Kate, desperate for her to cover for me, but it was pointless. Eric had already spoken to her. I had burned the only bridge I had left. Days passed, then a week, then two. He sent a message finally, short and sharp. "I've moved into a short-term rental. Don't contact me unless it's about legal matters or the house." I stared at those words for hours, feeling my throat close up around a scream I couldn't release. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. My world felt like glass beneath my feet, cracked and sharp and impossible to fix. I drafted apology letters. I never sent them. I thought about showing up at his new place. I didn't have the courage. And honestly, I didn't deserve his forgiveness. Weeks turned into months. He filed for separation quietly. No dramatic courtroom scenes, no public fallout. That wasn't his style. His punishment was colder than anger. He simply erased me, like I had never been his wife, like I had never meant anything at all. And maybe that was the real heartbreak. Not the marriage ending, but the way he looked at me that night in the bar, like I was a stranger, like he didn't recognize the woman he once trusted with his whole heart. And maybe he was right. Maybe I didn't recognize her either. Now I live with the memory of one moment, one glance across a crowded room that unraveled a life I thought I wanted to escape from. I told one lie, and in return I lost the one man who always told me the truth, even when it hurt, especially when it mattered.